Okay, that's going. Where are we now? That there. What's your view on Bitcoin? I'm holding it for a very long time. Everyone's really short-sighted in the way that they see these markets. That's what's upsetting to me sometimes. They don't look into what could be the greater understanding of the market. Okay. This is why are you not picking it up, Brev? Your opinion XDC. I don't know what XDC is. Yes, there we go. Okay, cool. For some reason, the X is not working, so I'm gonna need you guys to go over to the tube, and when you go there, like follow and stuff like that as well, so we can start looking at this market and see what's going on. The bears are back. Yeah. The bears will be shouting a lot at this present moment, right? Now, where are we? What's happening? What's going on? You've been on a long, no, just started, right? Where are we? Where it's going on? As I said, guys, please bear with me. I don't want to win that goofy. What? Where's the brother? Do you like Kronos? Kick work. No, the only one that says it's a new update. I updated it, and then everything went a bit haywire. Maybe I should not have done that before the live, but it's only the tube at this present moment. So tube, right? If you guys want to check it out, I'm on the tube. If you know what the tube is, and we can go from the tube. All right. Okay, look. So now, where are we right now? And what's going on? What's the matter of the situation as we speak? Part of what Powell said the other day, right? James, oh my God. Part of what Powell said yesterday has to be understood through a specific eye. One second. What's going on? It has to be understood through a specific eye, right? Something that you need to understand and look through the nuances of what's going on. Because there is a difference between what is being said and what they're actually doing. And this is the thing that I want everyone to really, really understand, right? And this is really, really key to really gain into the understanding of what's going on here. Because look, the things that made the market wobble a little bit is the fact that they said that inflation is rising. They don't see, they see that the jobs data is looking a bit better. So there's no hurry to look through the balance of risks. They said that there's no guarantee of a cut in December, and various other factors. But what is being said and what they're actually doing, there is a massive divergence in all of this. And this is the thing that really bothers me sometimes, because you need to understand what the Fed, what their role is. What they do will enact in the future, right? So when people look at that one cut and go, oh, we're not, the jobs market looks pretty good, that's not how it works. And this is the thing, right? They play on the market in a way that his sentiment is everything. And the way he says things is everything. And you need to look past the actual words he says and look at the understanding of what that means in the greater, broader or factor of everything. He cut once, but you need to understand that there was someone on the committee who said they should cut 0.5%. And you know who that person who said to cut 0.5% is? The person that's going to replace him. And that's in May, right? If you look at the dot plot of the Fed, it's the same. They're cutting. Just because it says it's not a guarantee, it doesn't mean they're not going to cut. Nothing is a guarantee with the Fed. They can never give you a guarantee. But what he is saying is to enact change in what's happening in the US government. The government is shut down. Sorry, what jobs numbers were you looking at? Did you hear the way he said it? Oh, from the job numbers that we still receive, which is what exactly? You don't even have the unemployment and job creation numbers for the governmental jobs, let alone what's happening in the market. What are you talking about? You know, you understand what I mean? Him saying that that the unemployment looks okay, but inflation is still on the rise. Yeah, but what changed from the previous cut? It's been one cycle of a cut. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Please explain to me how within that period to now, the job creation and unemployment all of a sudden settle out and look good. Where on a, did you see this graph? Let me show you this. I'm trying to find. Let me try and find it actually. The amount of job cuts that are happening. Check this out. All right. All right. 1 second. As I said, I haven't been able to prepare 100%, so we're going to do this on the fly. Where is this? The amount of job cuts that are happening in the USA is astronomical. Amazon, what is it called? Facebook, what's it? Yeah, Meta. What else? What else is here? UPS. Every single one of them are cutting jobs. So how can he say that everything is fine? How can he say that the job levels are leveling off when he doesn't even have the data for it? But when you look at the data that is released by the companies themselves, they are cutting every job left, right, and center. So what he's saying and what is being done are two completely different things. Look at their actions, and on top of that, Brev, if there's an inflationary problem happening, why are you stopping QT in December? Someone answer me this question. Someone. Can someone answer this question for me? How can he say that things are like inflation is the problem, unemployment looks okay, but they're doing stopping quantitative tightening? Someone explain that to me. What, you're going to stimulate the market for growth and increase the level of inflation, possibly because of what? Inflation. Is inflation making you want to create more inflation? Is that what you're trying to say? All of this is complete, and also what happened to the thank you so much, glasses boy. What happened to another factor where he said the balance of risk is now towards unemployment than inflation. Inflation is going to be a momentary spike. Wasn't inflation below expectation? Isn't that a slowing down of inflation? As in the growth of inflation is that on a downward trajectory? What are you talking about? To me right now, his sentiment is to make sure that the government will open. He's trying to get the government to open, where his actions are all there to stimulate the economy as much as possible. See, what people don't really get in the way that the Fed works, right, is that a cut is not like a Fed rate cut is not like, imagine someone is ill, right? And the cut is like, I don't know, antibiotics, right? It's not like that. It's not like, oh, you take the antibiotics, you do a course over one cut and everything's better. No. See, these cuts take 6 months to get in, right? So if the balance of risk previously was for unemployment and employment, he needs to cut and keep cutting. Where I would worry, right? Because right now this ain't a worry for me. I've got to feel. I'm going to give you the levels where I think I would be surprised if this thing doesn't have a nice little rally in a bit, right? because I literally said that that's what's going to happen in this manner, right? When I previous live, it's recorded, you can watch it, come to the tube, and you can see everything there, right? And when you're there, just follow and like press the bell button so you can see what's happening. But understand is I'm going to do a few more deep dives. My camera's coming finally, just honestly, whatever. I'm going to do more deep dives into that aspect there. But you need to understand, this is what you need to look. You need to look further out and take a breath and of what's going on in the market and what's being said. The market is reacting right now exactly to what it is. It's just a more of a fear than anything else. You look, oh, where's the S&P 500 here? One sec, what's happened here? Where did that go to? All right, let's change that. I don't know where the S&P 500 is. Right, here we go. If we look at the S&P 500, right, we've had a huge spike up. A huge spike up from the bank told me number, which is hilarious, right? So if it finds support at that is a pure SR flip and then continuation up. I'll tell you one more thing. I mean, like through history, it's going to be somewhat of a different thing because I just want everyone to get a clear understanding and analysis of what I'm trying to say right now, so people can look at it in a clear way. Because what will happen is that you will see a storm of people. This is the problem in this industry, right? Because I like to feel like I am the horn in the fog of whatever is going on in the industry, because there's so much noise and everyone bandwagons on what's happening in the market to get clicks and views and all this kind of stuff. And whereas I try to give some clarity, you need to understand this, right? When you see a gap of the S&P 500 do something like this, right? When you see this massive expansion you see like this double gap that you get here, right? When you see that, and if this holds this bank told me number, which is hilarious, by the way, no one else has got that number, I got it right. According to statistical data, again, these are from places that only my clients, which you guys are my clients, right? Clients, I need confirmation on that, right? If you guys don't write anything, you're my clients. Perfect, right? A 1% gap move that you see 3 months later throughout history, and this is statistical data. This is like I look at data rather than what the sentiment or what people are saying or how bearish and this, that, and the other they are. This says there is 100% chance that the S&P 500 will be higher than where the gap was in 3 months' time. So you need to, and these are the things that institutional bank clients and this and the other see, right? And I get, because you're my, you know what I'm saying, right? And that's the thing you guys need to understand. Yeah, things look terrible, especially in the alts. Alts are getting whacked like you wouldn't believe, and things are looking somewhat hairy. I'm not gonna lie, things are gonna be a bit hairy at this present moment. As I said previously, we have a few key areas that we need to hold. I mean, if we start losing the 106,439, that gets a bit hairy. If we lose the 104,544, it gets a bit hairy. The only time where I will start to really get a bit heke, as they say in various languages that I don't know and I've just made up, right, is when it starts breaking this line here, the 102. I'll tell you this, right? This here is problematic, because if it breaks that, we are going to this trend line. Simple, right? That's a 94 if it breaks that. But I'll also say this, right? I'll also say key factors. There's going to be 5 cuts. I don't care what anyone says. There's going to be 5 cuts. Once unemployment becomes a problem, they will cut and they will forgo inflation. That, I promise you that. They will forgo it, because if there are ways to help inflation, they can just hike it up again. No problem. There are ways. When unemployment starts to have problems, then that's hard, right? That's the type of thing where you start going, oh, dearie me, because then you start going into problems of stagflation. And believe me, there is one thing worse than inflation. There's one thing worse than then lack of growth, and that's stagflation. But statistical data, again, this is from clients. That's the best way to say it. It's looking like there's going to be 5 more cuts. And you know where 5 more cuts brings you to? 5 more cuts brings you to May. And you know what's happening in May? Anyone, please, someone ask me, what is happening in May next year? What is happening? Anyone know what's happening in May next year? It's a big one. It's Mother's Day. Yes. Thanks. Not power's fired, but power's gone. And explain to me this. If there's 5 cuts by May, and Donald Trump puts in his Mr. 0.5% cut at this moment, right? If they come in, it's going to continue to cut. So by the time he comes in, there's going to be a minus 3% on the federal funds rate. Plus, when the other guy comes in, it's going to be so. When what this chart is showing us, again, thank you for being my clients on Mother's Day, right? Is that up until 2028, we are in a massive cutting cycle. And when that happens, at the end of all of this, when that cutting cycle happens, we're going to get massive liquidity into the market, right? This is normal. You know what? Shall we do... Okay, I'm not done this, right? I'm not done. I just thought of it right now. Who wants to put on the graph where the previous cuts were and what it did to the market? Should I do that? So you guys can see a bit of clarity in what's going on right now. Actually, before that, I want to show you this as well. We're going into a key zone right now, right? We're going into a key zone right now, where I was expecting this thing to be tapped, right? Gave me a bit of hopium when this thing started going up and trying to test these things. Maybe it would break through, but no, it's coming back and tapping this area here. Yes, are you going to show a show on? No, I can't. Can I show it on No. Human. Right. Okay. So every live we get the Sherlock Holmes test, and the Sherlock Holmes test is if you follow the clues on the screen, there is this fundamental thing where if you look at it and just like, you know, that type of test, you know, when you bring that, remember when, I don't know if you guys are old enough for this, but when you get to you bring this paper to the nose and you cross your eyes and then like this 3D thing appears. If you get close enough to the screen, there's something there that will give you an indication of how you may be able to see what I am looking at. I'll give you a moment. No? Moment? Okay, cool. Human, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Cool, man. You're quicker than most. You could have most people just leave. They get confused and leave. Right, so there's that situation. So we're coming into a key area here. I suspect somewhere around here, which could be potentially some bit more pain coming into the lower levels, and it'll be some scary, oh my god, it's over. And then we'll get a bounce somewhere. The problem I find, right, is that bounce needs... That's the problem. The bounce needs to regain what would be described as the previous high, which means it'll have to do a massive candle to start going there. And this needs to start happening next week, pretty much. Right, I'm suspecting next week there's going to be some sort of move. We will see. And I will say this, right? When you no longer turn on the heating and put on winter coat. Okay. What? Okay, whatever. There's that situation. So look, shall I put? I also want to. What's going on here? The hell? All right. Okay. I'm gonna put on. What just happened? All right. Okay. Yeah, that's something else. I'm gonna put on game over for this week. Then for the. We'll see. Right. I'm going to put on. Should I? I'm gonna start charting. Well, let me look at the previous runs here. Right. By the way, if you guys want to have an indication of what's happening in the market, definitely go and check out cryptocraft.com. It just gives it. I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying this. You can see all the things, right? So let me just go through here and type in and find out when the previous cuts were, and we'll start putting that in, right? Let's start putting that in. Right, let's put that there. 1 second. Yeah, X is not working for some reason. It's all on the tube, unfortunately. So everyone there. Maybe someone can put the link there. In fact, should I put the link there? Actually, whatever, it's fine. Oh, should I? Let me put the link there. 1 second. Let me put the link there. Let me put the link there. It's a good shout. And I'm going to chart the areas where the previous cuts were, and we can see what kind of things actually happen. Because look, normally in cuts like this, right, it will cause some form of a bearish move. That's why I was saying either before or after. It's like usually before or after you get this type of movement going on. Let me put this here. 1 second. One second. Let me put this here. There you go. All right. Okay, let's start charting this out. All right, let's start charting this out. We have, where are we here? Where the hell did we go? Okay, here. Okay. All right. The last one was okay, this one was 29th of October. All right, let's put this here. Let's do it by day. Yep. 29th of October. That's one. All right. Let's go to the previous one. What's this one? 17th of September. Let's put this one here. All right. Before I do anything, all right, I bet you, who wants to do a bet that every single time there was a cut, there was some form of a pullback, right? All right, I'm gonna put it there. If it does, I'll donate like 200 something of Fat Cat to someone, right? How about that? Let's put this here. Okay, let's try this. All right. What was the other one? It was on the 17th of September. Let's see. 17th of September. 17th of September. Boom. All right. What was after that? The 30th of July. Where is this here? 30th of July. Okay, and the next one was June. What was it? June the 18th. There you go. Let's check this out. What do we have here? We got a 9% drop. We got a 6.5% drop. We got a 8.5% drop. And where are we today? What kind of a drop have we had today? We're on a 6.8% drop. Wait, do I win something? I was right. Alts are cooked. This entire these influencers have been caught out. No shame in getting it wrong, but they cannot predict alts not correlated to Bitcoin now. 29.99. And what do we see afterwards, right? The key thing of what we see afterwards, right? This is the aspect that we need to understand. That after every single one that had that pullback, what has happened? What has happened every single time? What happened? We had an 8% pullback, and then we had a 25% move from there. What happened after that? What happened after that? Okay, pull back. 11% move. Pull back. 16% move. So why would it be different this time? Why would it be different? Someone explain that to me. This is the thing I want everyone to understand, right? So I mean, look, I put it on that you can look at yourself. I'm not doing anything that's out of the realm of anything other than putting in where the rate cuts are, what it's done, and then what's happened afterwards. I'm gonna come to the totals. They don't look so great. Trying to be optimistic here. Stop it. All right. So that's that situation where we are right now. Right now, I'm still cautiously optimistic. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, should we get to the worrying thing? Let's get to some worrying things, right? Few worrying things is this. Let me get rid of these. Actually, no. I'll keep them for now, right? A few worrying things that I have, and I'll show you some worrying things. Just, so I can make people comfortable that they're feeling a bit tired and worried, right? No, there we go. Now, right. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Right. One few worrying thing is that I don't like the way that looks on the weekly. That I don't like, right? That's a bit worrying, and it could expand down towards the 99 to the 100,000 mark, right? It's a bit worrying. We'll see. I just don't want it to break the 102. I just don't want it to break that, right? This is the thing I don't want. That I don't particularly like. It needs to be moved, and and it has to be soon, right? It has to be a soon thing, and I'm expecting it to be soon. This movement to it. Remember, I said that the Monday we would start going up. I said that around the rate cuts we'll have a pullback, and now we're waiting on what Mr. Donald Trump is going to say. I'll tell you all of this will change if he sends the tweet where things will move. I'll say that to you, everyone right now, right? That's that situation. That's not great. One more thing that I'm not particularly liking, and this is the thing that is on the monthly, right? This, whatever this candle is, right? Whatever's happening with this candle in the monthly, that is a stupid candle. That's not a great candle. I don't particularly like that candle, right? But the monthly is not over yet. We still have some time for it to work from there, but it is not looking particularly great. We're at the extremities. I wouldn't say anywhere near where we would say we would have to really start to worry, but it's getting there, right? It's getting there, and it's not fantastically great. We'll see what happens on that side, and we'll see what the market brings us in that direction. One more thing that says that we need this to change, and that's why I'm thinking possibly over the weekend and coming into next week, we could say it's get this thing to change. This needs to go get below the 5.10%. Like, it really needs to. I really don't want this thing to gain support above this level of 5.11. That's why I said yes. I don't like that. That I don't like. These are the things I'm worrying. I'm giving you the worry aspects to go from there. So that's that situation where we are. If that can change very soon, that would be the best of all things. I'm expecting that to do that next week. If not, we will see, because look, what I'm seeing here is let's see. Do you think that is a midwick or not? Is that a midwick reclaim 50%? Where are we? It's like, it's almost like I knew it. It's almost like it's there to prime to tell you that's what it is. So I would expect some sort of return from that. I just need this to not hold support of the 5.11%. We'll see what happens from that moment there, right? I'm still expecting, as I said, I mean, I don't want more to say, but I'm expecting this pocket to be held. Most definitely, I think there is going to be something that will happen. It could even go up to the 61%. And if we get really, really problematic, I mean, if we're going to get really, really sort of messy, we could even see up to 62, to be honest. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. I don't think so. I would be very surprised if it goes there. But I think this type of action is going to be happening very, very, very soon. Orange Man just tweet. Yeah, I know, right? That's the situation. One more thing that I would say is that, yeah, we tapped the golden pocket, but we seem to be rejecting off it. If this rejects and starts to really break down, which coins can someone hold for this bull run? I don't even know how to answer that, right? If this starts to reject and starts to break down, if we look at the 4-hourly, which is looking like it's losing some momentum there, that's a rolling over, right? To me, that's a rolling over of the dollar. If that starts rolling over and it breaks this trend line, we're on for a good thing. We are at the extremities of where we are. We are really, really at that key moment in the market where it looks like things are at the absolute worst, but that moment where it's the absolute worst is where things will start to move more aggressively from there. Now, let's look at gold. Now let's look at gold. And this is where you guys need to keep an eye on things. This is the thing that you guys really need to keep an eye on things. This, to me, may break down, right? I'm just trying to be cautious how I say this because I don't want people to get too excited about it. Where this is settling, well, okay, I'm gonna be very, very cautious how I say this because this could change at any second. Donald Trump has a knack of changing this. This is sitting way too long, way too long underneath the 21-day EMA. This should have regained it by now, right? And to be perfectly honest, it hasn't regained its previous high. This looks like it's going to break down at any second. This doesn't look strong. Even if you look at the lower time frames, it hasn't been. It's at resistance. If this rejects from here, right? If this rejects from here, then we're looking like we will see some sort of rally in our industry where we're looking at. It's really, really important. Furthermore, we're getting some VIX up spike. These are the things that I want to explain. We're getting that a bit because of what Fed said. It's strange though. It's what's really funny, right? And this is the craziest thing of all. And I want everyone to get this clear in their mind as well. Honestly, I don't say anything, but it's much left anyways by the day. Yeah, that's true. The harder we dip, the bigger we pump. Something on that level. I will say this, right? The government shutdown gives the Fed perfect cover to do this crap. Because he can blame it on them. He can blame it on them. It's very, you know what I mean? When the government opens up, everything opens up and everything else. And then the Fed in the next rate, it goes, oh, the government's opened up now. And we got the full data. And yeah, we're going to continue cutting. All of that stuff that happened, it's because of Trump. It's not because of we didn't have imperfect data. To be honest, what they should have done and where the problem arises right now is that they are pausing at a time where they're pausing at a time. They're pausing at a time where they saw weakness in the jobs market, and that, to be honest, is my real fear. The Fed should have preempted this and actually over exaggerated what's going on. They should have gone more cut more than they should have, because if they don't have imperfect data and they say, oh, we have to wait and see, the wait and see is when things go bad, not when they over exaggerate what they're doing. Every single time we have had real pullbacks, real problems in the market is when the Fed started cutting and then paused. When the Fed started seeing some sort of problem occurring, and because of the nature of the wait and see tactics, that alone there is what's caused things to have a real problem in the market. That's the thing that causes the issue. not what they're saying. This is the thing that gets to me sometimes when the Fed talks. Why are we dumping? What was the news? This is the reason why I'm saying it's just what he said. No guarantee of a cut in December. There's never a guarantee of a cut, ever. When has he ever guaranteed a cut? Ever. Please, someone explain to me when he's ever guaranteed a cut. The risk is inflation is increasing. And the rate that they're looking for is 2%. Okay. Did you ever achieve 2%? You held interest rates higher than in any time in history. There was fiscal immobility for the fastest rate hiking policy, Fed policy in history happened, and you still didn't reach 2%. 2% is a number that they put on, not what is actually understandable in the market. How could you get 2% inflation when there is a tariff going on? Maybe the 2% is actually 3% that you need to hold because of the artificial increase, step-up increase in pricing. What's that got to do with anything? Yeah, okay, it erodes the understanding of the value of the dollar, but the dollar is eroded anyway. So what exactly is going on? The Fed cutting is following a 2-year yield. No, the Fed cutting is because of the balance of risk towards unemployment. I did a video about it. They have been cooking these numbers for long. Who knows? This is this thing that you guys need to. You sometimes have to look beyond what is being said. They're stopping quantitative tightening. Why would you do that? Why? Why would you do that? Stopping quantitative tightening is a stimulus to the economy. You cut and then state that you cut, then you state that you're stopping quantitative tightening. So there's going to be that downward pressure on the market, that sell pressure disappearing, which is usually the indication of everything going up higher, right? And at the same time, saying, yeah, but you know, like there's still a bit of risk in the market, in it, brev. And then the market's absolutely nuking off that. It doesn't mean anything. This is the thing you need to understand. You need to question yourself this. This is the fundamental question you need to ask yourself at this present moment, right? And this is the thing that I want to say. If you do not believe in the technology that we're in, if you don't believe in it, and if your profit period there's a time limit to it, unless you're like, I need this to do this by December, then you need to change your mentality in the way that you access this market really clearly. Like, it's extremely important that you need to start learning patience. That's it. If you're not trading this market, right, and you're not in leverage positions, which, to be honest, none of you guys should be, right, unless you know what you're doing, right? Because look, it's coming back again. This is the thing, right? This market is exhausting. It's mainly exhausting because of one singular thing. People in that industry are just all degens, right? And you need to, like, understand this, right? Okay, why do you think exchanges give you 100x leverage? Please, someone explain to me. Why do you think they give that to you? What's the reason for them to give that to you? Anyone know the answer to that question? So that they can take it off you. Yeah. Yeah. Because do you know how much of a movement you need to do for them to? Do you know how much of a movement they need to get when you're doing the 100x, 50x movements? They're just hunting liquidity like nothing else. I showed you the liquidity graph the other day, right? I showed it to you. Why is this weird like this? What's going on here? Okay. I showed you the liquidity graph here. Why did that go yet? The other day here. I showed it to you guys. Why is it doing that? Come on. I said there's more liquidity down here. They just gotta grab it. All these lines are a bunch of people putting stupid leverage positions that they hold, and they just get leverage. This is where they basically get margined out, where they lose all their money. Of course, they're going to be coming after you. I mean, they're going to be coming after you. This is the thing. The only time we started really building it back up again is that situation. You know what I mean? But look, I'm not saying I want to say these things, and I want to put some level of caution here, and this is a real level of caution here. We do have the 10-year treasuries going up again, which ain't great, right? ETH is at a critical point, and what's the worry that I have above all is that total market cap is doing something funny right now, and it's lost a very key level, like real key level. The 3.62 was very important. If this cannot regain on the weekly, if this can't regain by Sunday, then we have to reevaluate how we play this market, and then we would be looking for the to see whether the recovery comes into. So say for example, if this goes and it closes here, we come back down to here and we come out where if it finds resistance here, that pump there would be an area where if you are considering maybe getting out of this, might be an area where you might be able to get out. Just being cautious of what I'm saying. But at this present moment, I am cautiously optimistic. That's all I'm going to say to everyone at this present moment. Others, to be honest, haven't even got going. And the problem with others that I have, right, is this wick is stupidly dirty. I hate this wick. I hate this wick, like with a passion. Right there. Yeah, I hate this wick with a passion. I'm shorting the whole market right now. Yeah, well, let's see what happens with all of that aspect. Right. Now, let's go into a few other things I want to talk about as well. I don't know if you guys have been looking into to Stargate with VeChain. You guys should definitely check this out. I'm gaining sort of rewards every single time. I have 10 wallets. I just need everyone to understand why I have 10 wallets. I can't say it. I got in trouble last time. That's all I'm going to say. But check this out. If you're looking to hold this for a long term, especially if we start going into somewhat of a downturn or more of a sideways action, I think this is something I'm going to be doing. I'm not holding it for more of another reason than anything else on that side. I would also say something that could be a really interesting thing to look at, right? Is that I don't know if you guys know about Toyo. I've talked about Toyo many times before, but this alone, right? This project alone is holding it's called TTN, by the way, the ticker. It's holding its market very strong. They have extreme amount of liquidity in their token, and it's such a cool place. Look, what they're going to be launching very soon, right, is an actual place where you can buy tokenized assets, part of assets that are in their books, which will be property, parts of movies, parts of a whole bunch of stuff, treasuries and gold and fractionalized ownership of this whole aspect. Oh my god, what is going on again? Who is this person? 1 second. All right, so this is something that I would highly recommend. You check out the TTN. It's holding very strong, and I think the amount of liquidity that they have and the amount of money they have, I mean, they've just bought $500 billion worth of property. Like, it's a huge no, 500 million, sorry, 500 million worth of property to put onto their platform, so you can buy tokenized assets of it. You know what I mean? It's really cool. TTN, Toyo, if you want to check it out. That's a really interesting thing to look at. Now, let's get on to something further interesting, right? What's happening and what we're doing with Fat Cat at this present moment, right? I want everyone to understand this. Oh, what's going on? Perfect time. All right. if you guys went onto the Fat Cat X, which I said previously to have a look at what's going on. Yeah, that's. I mean, I know that about VeChain, but it's good to, if you have it, and I've bought into it. I'm farming something else, if you understand what I mean. What's happening right now is that we partnership with the token and what's going on, and I have a pro group. Which, if you do this, I can't say it on TikTok, right? If you do this and come to me, I will match the amount that you do, right? So if you do this, so that's why it's such a bullish thing on what we're doing on with this token at this present moment. You that, and then if you come to me, I will match it, and then we will burn the same amount of it as we go along. So this is going to be a massive deflationary factor of the token, and it's a thing that I'm doing. I'm going to be, and I want everyone to be very clear on this, right? Everyone needs to understand this factor. I am going to burn everything that I own of this token, everything. So that is going to massively reduce the amount that's available in this token, massively reduce. Just so you understand that will be a that would be a reduction in the token's circulating supply by about 85%. So what will go on is that as people are trying to join this the pro group, which is a costly thing, just so you guys understand. I'm doing this as a hurrah to the people that are about my community. This, you come and message me on I'll show you this as well. On this, just click on here, contact me, and I will what I will do is I will put it into a public wallet where you will deposit it there, I will deposit it there, and it will be burnt and put onto every single tweet. So we'll be tweeting every single time this happens. This will be moving in that direction. So it's going to be a humongous reduction in circulating supply. Humongous. So if you guys don't know what that means and what's happening on that side, it's massive, right? So you guys understand it, and it finally gets rid of this thought of what's happening here. We're going to be burn, baby, burn. That's our thing. We're going to burn every single thing that I have, and we're going to push it on every live and everything. And what could be an interesting thing for you guys to also understand is that this is going to be announced, and I'll just make sure that you guys understand what's going on. I won't say. It's going to be announced on a public live between two creators, one of which has 268,000 followers. We're going to be doing a live trading conversation, market analysis with him. So this will further be announced on that. So we're going to be burning everything, and you guys can understand that at this present moment, especially at the market cap that it's at. Okay. Anyway, that's your thought, that's your understanding. I'm just giving that information. This is what we're doing forward and what's happening in the market. Right. Now, anything else you guys want to chat about? Do you guys want to talk about anything else? Baron and Eric needs to put some longs on that. Look, I just want to see, this is really important to get also to understand. There are how many times in this market have we got to a point where we said it's over? How many times? I'm starting to get tired of being bullish, man. I don't know, did you guys watch my last video? Did you watch my last video of Larry Fink, right? Talking and saying this time is different. Yes, exactly. This time it's different. This time it's different. This is how it works. These things go crazy. They disappear when we're bearish, not when we're bullish, right? That's how it happens. We're bearish, and then we go into bear. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Look, we'll see what happens. I'm always going to be bear, and the thing is, I look at this as a ultra long term play, right? I look at it as a super long term play. I don't see as Larry Fink said, if you believe in the debasement of currency and if you believe in inflation, then you believe in gold and Bitcoin. There we go. Right? That is something that you need to understand. And someone that runs a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund said to me, I'm always bullish because of inflation. Right? And this is the thing that you need to understand. All of us bullish, but not nervous, just trying to figure out what to do with my long-term future tonight. Yeah, that's the thing. Look, right now, you have to make a decision. But I will say this decision to you guys. If your horizon is longer than a couple of months, then I don't see why anyone is worried. Because if you think that... Wait, what's going on here? All right. I've just done that. Just did this. I showed you I'm a human. I love TikTok. I do love you guys. Please don't. No? Okay, cool. Just making sure. Right? That's the thing. Right? That's what we need to understand what's going on. It is really, really important. How long does it take till we go up after the Fed cutting? Well, I mean, I've pinned them. I pinned the previous 3. Let's see how many days. How many days was it in the previous ones? I don't usually like to look in this way. 40,000 likes. You guys are epic. I mean, there's a lot of manipulation this year. Yeah, of course, because people are leveraging like crazy. That was 5 days. 5 days started the move. What's this one? 5 days. Yep, 5 days. This was 9 days. Next week. I would say next week, as I said, next week. I'm expecting next week to be a good week. You know why? Because I said from the very beginning that the 1st of November is going to be a key point. And if we start pumping next week, right, there is 140 of you here. I want 140 roses, all right? You guys better remember, you better give me the 20 pence, all right? I want this 20 pence of roses so you guys can actually start getting to give me my 20 pence. 20 cents or whatever it is. That's all I want for you. No, I don't want it. I'm messing around. I don't send me anything. I'm messing around. It's all guys, I'm being serious. Don't. That's not what I meant. What's the catalyst to pump next week? Rate cutting cycle. See, this is the thing you guys need to understand about these. These things take time. What was the catalyst in the previous 3 times for it to pump? Because we're in a very interesting scenario. Markets are boring right now. I'll finish on this, right? I'm going to finish on something that I want you guys to really understand, right? This is really, really key to understand. All right. I'm going to give you a checklist, right? This was given to me by a few. I gave you all the roses. Thank you so much. It's very kind. You didn't have to. I'll give you a few things that my buddy gave me, who's a hedge fund manager, who has minor who has minor what's it called, involvement in Bitcoin. He only does Bitcoin and Ethereum, but his miner was like 40 million last week. It doesn't matter, whatever. He goes, key things that he goes, I would never short a boring market. Bitcoin is coming into an area of high volatility because of all the news and high impact news is happening. And volume can change at any second, especially in a boring market. This is the thing. And you guys are missing some other key factors. We are in a point where gold has had a rolling off. If this rejects from this point, the 4,020, if it rejects, it's going to give further fuel for the rolling over of gold into Bitcoin. This is what he's saying to me. And he's saying that in his estimates, he still believes that the 135 to 150 is possible in play to the end of this year. Don't forget how these things move, right? Don't forget how these things move. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm telling you what he told me. That's it. Although this doesn't look fantastic, but whatever. Are we cooked? I feel like sometimes that my role in this market is to tell you that we might get a pullback this week. I'm expecting a pullback this week. And then when it happens, everyone comes and goes, "Wait, why are we pulling back this Wait, why are we pulling back this week?" Wait, where did this Whoa, what happened? Where did this come from? Who said this? But 17.3 I'm bid up. Let's see. Let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm right again. I don't know if I'm going to be right again. I feel like I'm going to be right again, but you never know. I can sometimes not be right. I do have my flaws, and I love it when people find an excuse to happen. I told you about Fat Cat, about what we're doing. I'm burning everything. I'm burning all of the supply that I have. That's going to be a massive reduction. It's going to be huge. Trust me. And I'm matching. So anyone that buys them and burns it, I'm going to be matching it, and I'm going to be putting it into a wallet where it will be a public burn wallet that you guys can match and see what's going on. And I'll publicize it on the X, so you guys can see. So you understand that that's the thing. Did you ever replace your chair? No, it's in delivery. You want to see what chair I'm getting? All right, let's have a show and tell on my chair. Anyone want to see my chair? Should we have a look at? Should we go to a different type of thing? I know that we've everyone's left my live now, and I'm like, you know what? Everyone's like, you know what? Let's check out some chairs. No, no one wants to check out my chair. Get the throne from Frozen. All right, let me show you the chair I'm getting. Should I show you the chair I'm getting there? I'm thinking of getting the Herman Miller chair. With the headrest. Where is that? Where is this chair? This one. The Arion. But with the headrest. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, boy. That's the one I want. That's what I'm getting. God, sometimes. Where is it here? Yeah, that's the one I'm getting. That's my chair. You have to unscrew a few screws so it can creak a little bit. Yeah, in time it'll happen. In time. Yeah, that's the chair I'm getting. That bad boy. It's a bit pricey, but it's worth it. I sit on my derriere for a long time. Top was in bear will rule for 8 to 12 months from now, if you say so. Everyone's all all welcome to their views and thoughts. But I'll just say this: usually, the craziest things happen when people are bored and feel like they're leaving. Is there an app for that one? No, unfortunately, there's no app, but it has like 144 different types of like adjusting, and I need some adjusting. You know what I'm saying? I like a good adjusting. I like a good adjusting. You guys not like adjusting? Come on, man. Who like who likes a good adjusting? No. Like it says, nothing changes sentiment as much as and quickly as a price action. That's a good saying. I like Ski. He's a clever guy. Enjoy your chair. Yeah. Like it's airy as well, so there's a lot of like airflow. I lean towards more downside. That does your course. That doesn't mean that there's leaning towards some upside soon. I'm leaning towards upside soon. I will say this, right? I'm if let me see where this go. Where does this go to? Ooh, mama. Oh, mama. All right, okay, never mind. I'm just cautiously optimistic. I don't want to say anything. But if this thing bounces off this number, right, then you know that certain institutions have more power than you think. Because I said this number when we were down here, right? I said this number like they knew 7-8% move from that point. They knew exactly where it was going to be. Can you repeat the crucial part market cap levels, please? Man, it's all recorded. You guys can check it out. Make sure you go there and follow and press the bell button. Next time, press the bell button so you'll know when I go live. The more pain, the more euphoria. Not necessarily that's the case, but I'm just saying that the 6,809. That's hilarious if that hits, right? Yeah, if you can zoom in, you can pause and zoom in as well. I don't know how to change that. In fact, you know what? I don't know how to change that. I mean, I'm on really high quality streaming, so I don't know how to change that. I think you can zoom in to what it is, but yeah, it's wild that if it bounces off that zone, that's going to be absolutely incredible. Alvarez, brother, comfort me, bro. What's the world is happening? I had truffle pasta yesterday. That was quite nice. Although the truffles are not as good as they look. It's just wild. It's wild how accurate that number is. I mean, if you look at the 4 hour, that's where the 21-day EMA is. That's wild how accurate that is. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I had truffle pasta yesterday. That was quite nice. They put it into this big cheese and they put like, and then it was on flame and then they put like truffle over it. If you go to my X, you'll see it. Okay, then no more pain, please. Oh, look, there could be some more pain. I mean, we're having a pullback in the SPX, which is always a bit of a painful situation. And I think that if it does lose the 21-day, you made the 6,763 is going to be very, very important. But for that to happen and that happening there, it would most probably mean that Bitcoin goes and tests the lower end of the 5-day, 55-day EMA, so probably around the bottom end of the of this pocket. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We cooked. I'm down 2K. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I don't think so. Does CB still hold fat? No, he doesn't hold a single penny of it. No. I don't. Where is he gone, by the way? Where did he go? Where did what's that guy's name? I haven't seen him at all. Where's that smell? Dumped and ran. Really? Oh man, no, he doesn't hold a single penny of it. Even got the dips, but it's dippy dip. We'll see. Did you leverage it, or is it just like did you a spot buy? What's his name? Man, I even forgot his name. Anyway, I forgot his name. What's the guy's name? CB. Why can't I remember this guy's name? Not Crypto King. Although, I'm going to say something really funny, right? I'm almost certain he was at my live previously. Because it's very suspicious. It was very, very suspicious that I was like, hey, where's Crypto King? And then the day after he started streaming, and I was like, nah, brev. I was like, nah, brev. Nah. Nah. Brev. Brev. Yeah. As much as I appreciate you you're sweating here. What are you in the sauna? Or was it like a difficult vindaloo last night? What are we talking about here? What type of sweat are we talking about right now? share, share, share us your sweat story, my friend. Nick, I feel like you have some sweat stories that you should be. The market. All right, okay. That's what you call it. So you call your bathroom the market. He's telling us Filecoin is going to 100, but waiting this month to let my subscription expire. Who is saying Filecoin's going to 100? Who said this? Who? If you want to, if you want a really good pro group, by the way, just goes to this. You know, um, just read it on the screen. All right, read that, and then I will match it, and also then burn the same amount as well. What really? What? He's saying Filecoin will go to 100. Man, I'm still zooming out. 1 second. I'm still zooming out. He's saying 1 second. 1 second. That can't be right. That can't be right. He's saying, oh, man, I can't even reach it. I can't even reach the number he's talking about. One second. He's saying that there's a 10,000% move on Filecoin. What? I meant 100 cents. Oh, right. Okay. I was about to say, that I was like, no. I was about to say that can't be right, man. No. He's not. He seems to be quite knowledgeable. I mean, like, there's a level of knowledge too. I don't know how I can finish that sentence, but there seems to be something there. There's something there for sure. But we'll see. He means he's holding hundreds. All right, possible. I mean, sometimes he gets it right. Although I don't understand how I got into a beef with that guy. It was the most unintentional beef I've ever had in my whole life. I'm just like, what? Bart, can you stop, man? What is going on? Yeah, Crypto Bastard, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know where he went. He disappeared. It's weird how people disappear, man. And this is where you see the sentiment of the type, the type of people that you really should be following. I'm still here, man. No, I still have my work. I still do my thing, and I still come and I'll be here every single time, right? I'll always be here. Even in the downtimes, we can talk about stuff. We can look about it, and Bart can keep donating me $2, which is amazing. The Bart's the only one donating me $2. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so confrontational. I am the most confrontational person you'll ever meet in your whole life. You have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, you have no idea. Anyone that meets me is like, oh my god, that broke the never meet your heroes. I don't know if you'd call. I mean, that sounded like, whatever. You know what I mean. But like, I'm I'm not that. I'm super confrontational. Honestly, I say like the energy I give off is like, damn, bruh. Damn. But yeah, this is the thing. I'll always be here. This is the thing that I need everyone to understand. I'll always be here. I'll always be looking, giving you the understanding, giving you the broader picture, because you need to understand this one. He disappeared. I think he disappeared. I think there are some creators that come back when market is hot, and they try and make money. I'm not here to make money. I mean, I make money a different way, but you know what I mean. And that's why you should really, really, really consider following that, because once I get to the 10,000 follower mark, I'm gonna start revealing some. You know what I'm gonna do? For everyone here, so you guys can really understand, I'm going to reveal marketing budgets of certain projects. I'm going to reveal how many KOLs are on what projects. You know what I mean? Got to pay for your sushi somehow. Thank you so much, Bart. That's appreciated. Yeah, that means a lot, honestly. It's not the amount that you donate, it's the fact that you donated means more than you can imagine. We love you, brother. Thank you so much. Likewise, man. I'm always here to help you guys out and have at least maybe have a little bit of a laugh. You know what I mean? And also, if you could watch my videos and actually like listen to them, it makes a huge difference. I just honestly, I at this present moment, I really don't care what the pal says. Right? I'm looking at what he's doing, and I'll say this, right? with consecutive cuts that are going to be coming, I don't care what he says. The fact that he's leaving next year, the fact that QT is ending, and all of the other factors that are coming into place right now. Yeah. I refuse to believe that what we would describe as an understanding of the alt season is this. And I don't think so. And the bull run is this. Even though Bitcoin has done a spectacular move in the market, I refuse to believe that. Especially when gold is coming down. This rotation will happen at some point. I just don't want it to reclaim the 21-day EMA. We'll see. We'll see what happens. At this present moment, it's looking like further down. We'll see. The US session might be giving us some hope in the last 8 minutes right now. Let's see when the daily's closing. We have 3 hours, man. Still got time. But yeah, here we go. We'll see. Look, if I'm right again, watch, like, comment, not hard to do. Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't want anything from you guys. Just watch at the end, comment, do all that kind of stuff. I'm going to a point where I'm like, people. I mean, this is the thing with the pro group. The guys anyway, they'll be back a lot more, right? Because I'm, they're basically not earning anything at this present moment, and I'm covering all of that kind of stuff, right? So, and I wanted to for the benefit of you guys. So the benefit of you guys is this. That's it. There you go. It's really easy, simple to understand. I'm over the limit of WTF. Keep going till the last dollar. That there is what a crypto investor is. That there, my friend, is a crypto investor. That's it, man. Go until you're uncomfortable, and then go that little uncomfortable level more, and then you're like, yeah, there we go, brev. All right, cool. Anything else you want me to look at? Anything else you guys want to understand? Anyone else want to like donate me $2 or anything like that? I'm messing around. That's a joke. No, but really, no, I'm messing around. Penguins. What? Oh, Avalon. Sorry. Said that made me laugh. Anyone want me to look at someone? The guy was like, penguins. I like how that's what you needed to write, man. It was building up. It was building up inside you, and you were like, I need to say it. Penguins. God, that's hilarious. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Look, I'm gonna say something about Asta, right? And I'm gonna do a comparison. And I was gonna drop this into the pro group. I just haven't had time, so I'll just show you here, right? I want to do a comparison between Asta and Hyper. And you're gonna see some serious comparisons here. And I might like have to be okay. Just be careful what I'm saying right now, and don't be hasty, because I haven't developed the game plan yet. Where's Hype here? All right. I might do a play on this, because there's some. You want to say something before you got cut off, or you tried to say something about the US market. I don't know. The penguins put me off, man. I don't know what I was saying, man. The guy went penguins. But look, there is similarity here, right? Alan, I don't even know if I can read that sentence. How am I supposed to read that sentence? What am I supposed to do with that? No. Mr. T, I know you're trying to like add to the funniness, but that one like he had written out penguins before and just pressed the send button. He's been waiting for a while, right? So like the correlation between the two is striking. And after this sell-off of all the the early buyers and the airdrops and all that kind of stuff, I'm sensing a hype type of play. And if we look at what would be described as a similar blast off point for this, right? You're looking at basically bottoming out. And if I see something on that level happen here, and I'm thinking around this level here, actually, right there. If hype comes into this zone here, more of a, what's part of a move is that? Yeah. This zone here, if hype comes into here, right? I might consider allocating some funds into hype and to Asta. Which zone? Are you on here? Curious. If you're there, then you'd know what I'm talking about. Professor Digital Assets, thank you so much. Can you show this zone? No, I'm on TikTok. Okay, cool. Just making sure. I mean, I was gonna go into the make sure you understand the Sherlock Holmes clue trail that I was gonna leave you, but then I felt bad. So yeah. So if you guys want to see what that's going on, I thought I'd just point out the big box above my head that literally tells you. Lion King, I feel like you've been in my life before, and I think you're just like. I think all the people that were in the toilet are now getting to the point of going out. Anyway, there you go. So that's that situation, right? We've had a bit of a bounce at this point. This key point here. If that breaks, I would be interested if it starts getting into this area here, because when it gets into that zone there, we're looking at full extraction of profits from everyone, and then we'll start getting into actual trading fees, and it will grow from there. And look, I'm talking about someone like CZ, by the way. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about someone like CZ, he's not a type of person that will allow something to disappear. Because even if you look at, I mean, look, the similarities are insanely similar, and we're talking about very similar products here. As much as people want to like poop on Asta, it is the future of trading, and perp dex trading is where we need to be, where we're going to be going. You know what I mean? So I think, yeah, because look, you really don't want to be fading someone. You don't want to be fading someone that has gone through the ringer, right? Don't forget, this guy has got pardoned. People forget very quickly in this industry about certain things, right? This guy's got pardoned. The guy is. What would be the close on the daily today for the bulls perspective? I'll have a look at that in a second. But where's BNB here? You don't want to be fading someone, right? That has gone through the ringer, that has done what could only be described as, whatever, and done that. His other thing has done that, right? We're talking about insane things. We're talking about here. We're talking about moves that are 4,600% moves. So I would be careful about fading something that has a similar understanding of what hype did. The graphs are spectacularly similar, and that's what I will be looking at. This to me would be a very, very interesting play, because if we're looking at what the move that hype did after that point there, we're looking at a 5x. Yeah, 5x on 10k, which sounds nice. You know what I mean? Okay, daily close, and then I'll shoot off. I would be. Ooh, this is looking interesting. Oh my lord. Right. Okay, cool. If we get a daily close, I'm going to move this now. One second. Let's move this to... Actually, let's move this down. If it closes where it is now, that'll be bullish. I hate... I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Ondo. As much as people love that coin, I'm not a big fan of it because it is stupidly inflationary. I want everyone to understand something about inflation, and I'll leave on this point, right? Well, if Bitcoin it closes here, this is going to be very, very. I'll be bullish at this point if that happens. All right. I'll say this. All right. Everyone's bullish on Ondo, and it has inflation. You know what inflation is? Inflation. Think of it in meme coin territory, right? Inflation is someone, a meme coin holder that owns what I would describe as 50% of the supply. That's the inflationary level of Ondo that will continue to sell. So it's pumping in tokens into the market constantly. Doesn't mean it can't run. Just saying it's inflationary. I would rather... I'll tell you something that's looking very strong, by the way, that I'm looking at, that I might put some monetary funds into, because I like to say it in that stupid way, right? Is Arrow. Arrow is dumb bullish, right? Arrow is... I'm already good. I mean, with Fat Cat, as I said, I'm burning 85% of the supply, and I'm matching anyone that does that gives me to do so, and it gets you into the program. Do you want anything else? Anything else? No. There we go. Thanks for always showing up and for us, and appreciate you. Of course, man. It's always the case. You guys need to have some fun as well. Yeah, Arrow's looking very, very strong at the moment. Yeah, really, really strong. If we get a clip of the previous midwicks are around the 0.78 to I might go into this because it looks very, very strong. All right, guys, love, affection. I think everyone's like nodding off. I've got thrown a lot of information. Fat guys, inflation. Yes, yeah. I mean, if there's one thing that's bullish for a token, especially in these environment that we're sitting in, right? There, you're eliminating 85% of the sell pressure of this thing. Not that I've even sold a dime, but just to make everyone happy, so you guys can understand that all of that will go, all of it. There is no such thing as inflation. You'll be playing with a token that's 15% of the supply is available. Imagine each buy of a token of that standard, it would skyrocket. Anyway, all right, guys, love, affection, all that kind of stuff. You know, send some like, you know, follows and stuff like that on the tube, likes and bells, so you guys can always access what's going on, and we can catch on from there. All right, take care, peace, and all that kind of jazz. And to everyone here, I'll catch you guys as well. Take care.